Tobacco harm reduction messages targeted to smokers, an approach whose time has come. This proposal is to include THR messages with smoked tobacco products. The THR messages are designed to supplement existing tobacco control measures. Offering viable alternatives to smoking will likely appeal to the remaining smokers who enjoy smoking or otherwise cannot quit. The THR infographic has 5 elements. The first element is a generic image of the THR product in this infographic. The second element is a short message outlining reduced risk alternatives to smoking. The third element is a quote from an authoritative non-industry source regarding the benefits of this THR product. Finally, the fourth and fifth elements comprise a link to a health authority page with further information and the QR code of that link. Part 1. An image representing a category of THR product. The image for e-cigarettes or vapor devices would favor no brands. The two in the back are powerful third-generation devices, while the small pod mod in front is better suited to those new to vaping. Smokeless tobacco is well represented in this tin of snus pouches. The lid explicitly states Swedish snus, which is the gold standard in smokeless tobacco. This image shows two well-known brands of heated tobacco products, which require tobacco package specifically for them. The orange one on the right is suitable for use with pouch or pipe tobacco, and is therefore an option for nations such as Australia. Part 2. A short message about tobacco harm reduction. You can reduce the risk of smoking-related disease by stopping smoking, and one way you can do this is to switch completely to using harm-reduced alternatives such as e-cigarettes. You can reduce the risk of smoking-related disease by stopping smoking, or if that is not yet practical for you, by switching completely to using harm-reduced alternatives such as e-cigarettes. The harm from smoking can be reduced or eliminated using e-cigarettes or other harm reduction options. Smokers can reduce disease risks by switching to far less hazardous smoke-free alternatives, including vapor, smokeless, and/or heated tobacco products. Part 3. Authoritative quotes on tobacco harm reduction. Authoritative quotes on e-cigarettes. The available data suggests that e-cigarettes are unlikely to exceed 5% of the harm associated with smoked tobacco products, and may well be substantially lower than this figure. Vaping poses only a small fraction of the risks of smoking, and switching completely from smoking to vaping conveys substantial health benefits over continued smoking. Most toxins responsible for health damage from smoking are absent in EC aerosol, and those that are present are there at much lower levels. To date, there have been no identified health risks of passive vaping to bystanders. Authoritative quotes on smokeless tobacco products. A smoker who switches to snus substantially reduces his or her risk for tobacco-related disease. Swedish snus has dramatically less adverse health effects than cigarettes. The availability of snus as a substitute for cigarettes has had positive effects on Swedish public health. Overall, smokeless tobacco products are clearly less hazardous, and in relation to respiratory and cardiovascular disease, substantially less hazardous. Existing evidence does not support attributing disease or death burden to snus or similar smokeless tobacco products. For snus or snuff, we did not find sufficient evidence of a relative risk to non-user greater than 1 for any health outcome. Authoritative quotes on heated tobacco products. Compared with cigarette smoke, heated tobacco products are likely to expose users and bystanders to lower levels of particulate matter and harmful and potentially harmful compounds. Heated tobacco product use reduced urges to smoke. The available evidence suggests that heated tobacco products may be considerably less harmful than tobacco cigarettes. Parts 4 and 5. Link and QR code. The graphic should provide a link with further information approved by the Government Health Authority. It is also helpful to add the QR code of the same link. The information page might include information that nicotine is not involved in the majority of smoking-related illness, advice and further resources on quitting all nicotine use, caveats on the use of tobacco harm reduction, maps to licensed vendors of THR products in the viewer's area, restrictions on use of THR products, anything the health authority deems necessary and useful. Graphic warnings make smokers aware of the shocking health effects of smoking, thus motivating them to quit. The warnings appear on the front of the packaging to be obvious to anyone opening the package. This is also the best location for including THR messages to smokers, but there might be an even more effective compromise. A problem with graphic warnings has been identified. Merely painting a gruesome picture of the impact of dangerous behaviors such as smoking may also be ineffective or even backfire if unaccompanied by a good plan of action. That plan of action might be a THR message inside the packaging. The graphic warning on the outside of the packaging, combined with a THR message inside the pack, may be more effective than what either graphic warnings or a THR message could hope to achieve separately. Discussion: targeting THR messages to smokers. Decreases the likelihood of non-smokers taking up use of the product. Mitigates the possibility of the product becoming a gateway to smoking. Shows smokers a viable exit strategy from smoking. The remaining people who smoke are mostly entrenched smokers for whom the conventional tobacco control strategies have failed. These people do not respond to the stick that has been used to beat them for decades. It's time to offer a carrot. This document was prepared by Andrew Thompson with the help of others too numerous to mention. The credit is theirs. The mistakes are his alone. The video poster, Tobacco Harm Reduction Messages Targeted to Smokers, was premiered at the 6th Global Forum on Nicotine.